As Israel continued to pound the Gaza Strip on Tuesday, U.S. Secretary of State Antony Blinken held longer-than-planned meetings in Tel Aviv with Israeli leaders, including Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu. Blinken said Palestinian civilians displaced by the war must be allowed to return to their homes.
As Israel's campaign moves to a lower-intensity phase in northern Gaza, and as the IDF scales down its forces there, we agreed today on a plan for the UN to carry out an assessment mission. It will determine what needs to be done to allow displaced Palestinians to return safely to homes in the north.
Blinken said Hamas may have left unexploded bombs and that there are other security and logistical concerns before Palestinians who were told to flee south can return home safely. Displaced Gazans in Khan Yunis on Tuesday asked Blinken to support their return to their homes in the north of the enclave. One woman said this:
My message to the U.S. Secretary of State Blinken: get us back home to northern Gaza, even if to a tent. It's better than here, because we are suffering. It's been 3 months we are staying here. It's better to go back home.
Blinken said he told Israeli leaders the civilian death toll in Gaza is still much too high. Asked why the United States does not oblige Israel to agree to a ceasefire, Blinken had this to say:
We want this war to end as soon as possible. There's been far too much loss of life, far too much suffering. But it's vital that Israel achieve its very legitimate objectives of ensuring that October 7th can never happen again.
One analyst told VOA this goal stated by Israel is too vague.
Israel's no closer to achieving that goal, in large part because we don't know what it looks like. And Hamas still has the ability to launch rockets. They are still putting up a fight on the ground. And so the question for the administration is, how much of a human cost is too high?
The Hamas-run Gaza Health Ministry says more than 23,000 Palestinians have been killed since Israel started its war on the Gaza Strip after Hamas' surprise attack on Israel on October 7th that killed 1,200 people. Countless homes and buildings across Gaza have been destroyed by Israeli rocket attacks. Cindy Sain, VOA News, the State Department.